Waterfalls are cool and all, but have you ever thought that one could exist underwater? That seems like the last place a waterfall could be. But it seems nature always proves us wrong. Because in the Indian Ocean near the tropical island of Mauritius, you'll find just that. And shockingly, you can even scuba in it. But how does this unique phenomenon even exist? And what is the best way to see it? Stick around and you can learn all about it because there's a lot more of this baffling phenomenon and nature that meets the eye. The island of Mauritius is located about 12,000 miles off the southeast coast of Africa, in the Indian Ocean near Madagascar. But while there are no iconic children movies being made in the Mauritius name, with its white beaches and love of water sports, it has become a paradise for anyone looking for an island getaway. The flights over are long. It takes about 24 hours to reach the island on a flight from the United States and about 12 hours from England. And if you're feeling fancy, you can even take a cruise all the way to the island. Now, when you get there, you have to see it by air because the main attraction is so visible from above. You'll have to use a seaplane or a helicopter to view it. But the breathtaking views of the Mauritius underwater waterfall more than make up for any money or time spent on it. The iconic waterfall is the signature of the island. You'll find plenty of options offering rides to see the waterfall from above. You can pick a 15, 30, or 60-minute flight, and make sure to pick the best ones because, hey, it's going to be the most memorable sight you've ever seen in your life. Looking from above, you'll see the waterfall in all its glory, with the image of the waterfall cascading in the depths of the ocean as the entire island is being sucked down a drain. Imagine how terrifying watching the entire island just disappear. But there's actually a perfect scientific explanation of why it exists, and why 1.3 million people on the island choose to live there. And how does such a marvel of nature, which goes beyond human comprehension, even exists? Well, it's all because the island sits on a shelf that rises from the ocean floor. It's not uncommon for the sorts of shelves to be pushed upwards due to the volcanic activity under the ocean. This is how Mauritius was formed, about 8 million years ago. The kind of shelf it stands on is known as a submarine plateau or ocean shelf, and it's this that makes it so special, and it's the largest one of its kind in the world. In shallow plateaus, 2 or 3 sides are relatively shallow. In this case, the one side of the peninsula of the water doesn't go down any further than about 150 meters. A lot deeper than the run-of-the-mill swimming pool, but nothing compares to what's on the southwestern tip. Once you get to the shore of the island, there's an initial gradual slope. And don't be fooled though, because suddenly there's a drop to the ocean floor, over 2.5 miles into the abyss. You could be taking a casual swim, and suddenly there's thousands of meters of water beneath you. If you're scared of the ocean, this might not be for you, especially if you're diving. But we'll get back to that in a moment. It's because of the sudden plunge that the underwater waterfalls exist. Well, that and the temperature differences. Warm water rises and cooler water falls. So if there's a place where this massive temperature difference can be created, for example in the Denmark Strait contract, you'll get water falling inside water. But while this is a theory behind real underwater waterfalls, but that's not what's really happening at Mauritius. Surprisingly enough, it's that the underwater waterfalls exist. The truth behind the Mauritius may be a little more surprising. Surprisingly enough, it's not actually a waterfall at all. It just looks like one. The culprit behind this striking sight isn't even liquid. It's the sand of all things. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The reason behind this stunning sight doesn't have any complex scientific explanation. It's simply an erosion, but only happening on a massive scale. The sand from the shores of the Mauritius continuously move back and forth over the shelves that border the island due to its oceanic currents. The constant movement makes it look like sand is falling off the edge, giving the illusion that it's an underwater waterfall, especially in pictures. In other words, the sand is still on the ocean floor, dropping off in a way that it looks exactly like a waterfall. In fact, it's not dangerous or anything to worry about. It's just nature playing tricks on us. But hey, even if it's not really a waterfall, it sure makes for an amazing sight. It'll definitely make your friends jealous of your Instagram feed. While on the plane or the helicopter, you can also view the Lemoore Mountain, an UNESCO World Heritage Site because it was used as a shelter by runaway slaves in the East. Once you've seen the aerial view to your heart's content, that isn't the only thing the waterfall has to offer. After all, you didn't fly all this way just for a helicopter ride, no matter how great it is. If you're daring enough, you can even go scuba diving. There are plenty of sports around the waterfall that provide a whole new world underwater. It may be terrifying at first, but as you probably come to realize by now, since there is no actual waterfall, it's not dangerous at all. In fact, it may prove to be just as fascinating as seeing the waterfall from above. There is wildlife you wouldn't find anywhere else in the world. The waters around the island provide a unique location, all kinds of floral and fauna to thrive. And once you get near the waterfall, you'll be able to see creatures you've probably never seen before. You can see dolphins or go whale watching, or just have a nice relaxing day at the beach or spend some money at the spa. And if you like something a little more thrilling, you can even go kite surfing. The island is 720 square miles, even has its very own time zone, so you probably will never run out of things to do. After you're done with the waterfall, you can go down to Prairie Rare Beach, which is free from all the bustling of the main because it's located near a protected marine sanctuary. If you're with family, this probably is the best beach to go to for a swim. Or you can take a short boat ride to one of the small islands close by. You can hike up to the Lemoore Mountain mentioned earlier and explore the unique culture and heritage that it has to offer. This 500-meter peak provides beautiful views of the reef and everything around the waterfalls, and that won't require for you to pay money to get that high up. But no trip to Mauritius would be complete without a visit to the Black River Gorges National Park. This 17,000-acre park was built around Mauritius rainforest to preserve its unique wildlife. But it offers its own amazing sightseeing opportunities as well. With its hills and valleys, it's bound to be the highlight of your visit to the island. You'll even find animals you've never found anywhere else in the world. There are even waterfalls here, though these aren't underwater ones. You may put off your trip to Mauritius because of the list of expenses you find on Google. After all, a 15-minute plane ride over to the waterfall can cost you as much as $100. But you may be surprised to know that visiting the island can be very cheap. You can find Airbnbs in the city for less than about $50 a night, which is way cheaper than what a hotel will charge you. And if you're on the island, don't be afraid to try the local dishes either. Unless you're dining in a 5-star restaurant, food in Mauritius will probably cost you pretty much nothing, which local street vendors charging as little as 50 cents for what they're selling. This way you can spend more on all the sights Mauritius has to offer. But while there is lots to do on the island, the crown jewel is the underwater waterfall, which is an amazing sight and fascinating reason behind the unique phenomenon. Taking a trip to see the waterfall from above is sure to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.